Hurry, before he gets back. He's coming, I have to go.
In my next world, you will be my wife, but then I'll be careful never to lose you.
Shh, it's okay, my loves. Mommy's here. I'm right here. Everything will be alright.
7.
So, after 2 years, the new wife got pregnant. Immediately she got pregnant, the situation worsened. She started spending double of what she used to spend before. Money for antenatal, money for this, money for that, money for baby shopping and all that. All this weight was on Chike. Chike tried everything he could to make the wife start up a business or at least find a job, but the wife refused, insisting that she will never start any business or a job until she is done with childbearing. One day, Chike's new wife was sleeping and her phone kept buzzing. Messages keeps coming into the phone. At a time, Chike decided to check the messages. When he opened the wife's WhatsApp messages, he saw her chat with a contact saved with Nenye. He decided to go through the chat. What he saw in the chat made him to almost collapse, but he had to hold himself and read the chat to the end. The last chat there was the so-called Nenye telling his wife, and I read, "By the time you will be reading this message, I am already out of the country with the love of my life. I couldn't travel with you and I can't marry you because I don't trust you. If you can render the man who loves you to the extent of giving up his family for you, if you can render him useless to sponsor another man, I don't think anything will stop you from doing so to me. So please, I can't marry you. Take very good care of my baby in your womb. I may come back for him later." After reading this, Chike almost ran mad. He was thinking of what to do. He thought about breaking the wife's head as she was sleeping. He thought about busting her stomach and bringing out the baby. He thought about many nasty things, but at the end, he calmed himself down. That was when he realized that all the money his wife has been spending, that has been using the money to process the papers for her and her boyfriend to travel out of the country with. It was from that chat that Chike realized why his new wife have insisted that they will not have a court or church wedding. From that chat, Chike realized that the wife never had any plan of staying married to him. All her plan was to get as much money as she can from him, sponsor herself and her boyfriend, and to travel out of the country with him. Chike screenshot all the messages and sent them to his phone and deleted it from the wife's phone. When the wife woke up from sleep, Chike asked her, "Who is Nenye?" She answered, "Nenye is my girlfriend. She has been my friend from our secondary school days." Chike asked the wife again, "Tell me, I wouldn't want to repeat myself. Who is Nenye?" At this point, the wife was already suspecting that maybe Chike had found out something. Then she asked Chike, "Did you go through my phone?" Chike replied, "That was not my question. Tell me, who is Nenye?" The wife couldn't say anything again. Chike started crying. He asked the wife, "What have I ever done to you? Why have you chosen to pay me this way? I divorced my wife. I neglected my children for years because of you, not knowing that you have such evil agenda against me. What did I do to you?" The wife said, "Well, since you have found out, there's no need of hiding it again. For your information, very soon I'll be leaving this country. I couldn't get myself to marry you or to live forever with you. Knowing how you treated your wife, knowing how you betrayed her and divorced her, I know that at a time you will still find another woman and treat me the way you treated your wife. So I didn't trust you to do forever with you. Therefore, I couldn't marry you. And very soon, you won't see me again in this country." Chike said, "What about my baby in your womb?" The wife replied, "Well, how come you didn't know? You found out about every other thing. How come you didn't know that the baby isn't yours?" At that moment, Chike didn't know what to do again. He looked at the wife. There's no single remorse, no apology, no sympathy, nothing. She was so proud of what she had done. At that point, Chike realized how he has messed up his life, how he had ruined his life by himself. He told the wife, "Well, I wish you luck in your marriage to your boyfriend and in your travel to outside the country. But then, before you travel, I hope you won't come back crying to me." And the wife replied, "Never. It will never happen. As a matter of fact, I'm done with you because all my papers are already ready. I'm ready to travel out of this country with the love of my life. So, goodbye. I will manage to sleep here for this night. By tomorrow, you won't see me here again." Chike packed a few of his belongings and left the house. He couldn't get himself to spend the night in the same house with his side chick because the way it was in his mind, he might end up murdering the lady. So to avoid such crime, he had to step away from the house until the lady leaves. Chike lodged in a hotel that night. All through the night, he couldn't sleep. He was thinking about his life, how he has messed up. But then, he couldn't find the reason why his ex-wife changed towards him overnight. After thinking all through the night, he decided that he will go to his ex-wife and ask her what made her to change towards him, and probably ask for forgiveness and see if she could take him back. The next morning, Chike visited his former wife. Even though he used to visit them to see his children, he used to spend some time with the children. So when he visited that day, they were not surprised. It wasn't a new thing to them. But then, when Chike came, he asked to have some time alone with his ex-wife. They were surprised because he had never asked for such. The wife asked the children to go into their room while she speaks with her ex-husband. Chike started asking his ex-wife why she changed suddenly towards him. It was at that time that the ex-wife decided to tell him that she held his conversation with his side chick the day she called him to check on him. She made the husband realize that after the call, she didn't end the call. She simply dropped her phone and she was hearing his conversation with his wife, with his side chick. She heard their plan to get married. She heard everything they talked about. And Chike asked, "Why didn't you tell me about it all this while?" The ex-wife replied, "Because there was no need. I can't fight for love. I don't have strength to struggle for love, so I have to let go." Chike started begging his ex-wife to take him back, telling her that he had realized that there's no woman in this earth that will be like her. He started professing love to her once again, telling her how his life has been a mess ever since he lost her. After everything he said, the wife simply replied with a question. She asked, "If everything were good for you and between you and your new wife, will you be here asking for forgiveness?" Chike went silent. He couldn't say anything again. He stood up and told his ex-wife that he will be leaving now and that he will come back the next week so that they will continue the conversation. Meanwhile, on that night, when Chike left the house, his side chick tried everything she could to reach her boyfriend to know his arrangement because they have planned to travel the next day. Unfortunately for her, she couldn't reach him. She opened her WhatsApp to drop a WhatsApp message for him. That was when she saw the message. She read, "By the time you will be reading this message, I will be out of this country with the love of my life. I couldn't trust you. I couldn't marry you because if you could render the man that loves you so much useless, I know that there's nothing that will make you not to do same to me. So I can't trust you. I can't marry you. Take care of my baby in your womb. I may come back for him later." After reading that message, the lady collapsed and there was nobody to help her. She collapsed on her own, regained consciousness on her own, and stood up. At that moment, she felt that she could commit suicide because she don't have a single kobo to her name in her account. All the money she saved it with the boyfriend. That was when she realized that the paper she had been paying for them to process, the boyfriend had been processing the paper for himself and his main girlfriend and not for her. At that moment, she realized that she is completely finished. Nowhere to start from, no money, no house, nothing, because the house he was living in was bought in Chike's name. And she knows already that Chike will not want to see her in that house. At that moment, she was left with nothing but pregnancy. She just hurriedly packed everything she could pack from the house and left to avoid Chike meeting her in the house. She ran away and was looking for where she could at least have a roof over her head. She realized that she had messed her life up. At that moment, she realized how the evil she had done. She broke another woman's marriage and she took her husband away from her. And she decided to render another woman's husband useless in order to sponsor her life and the life of her boyfriend. She had a little remorse about what she had done, but it was already too late for her. She had to enter the streets and find a way to fend for herself. The next week, Chike visited his ex-wife again. At that time, he only met his children. His ex-wife was sleeping. He used the opportunity to speak with the children. He told the children to beg their mother to accept him back so that they will be one family again. But the children replied, "We have gotten used to living alone with mom. We have gotten used to living without you. So there will be no need of trying to live with you again. Go and live with your new family. They need you more than we need you." Chike couldn't believe what the children said. At that moment, tears flowed from his eyes. He remembered how the children were fond of him, how the children couldn't sleep if he wasn't at home. He remembered how the children used to beg him and cry for him to spend the night with him at the time he newly started living with his new wife. As he remembered all this, he wished that he could turn back the hands of time. He was still sitting there with tears in his eyes and his children staring at him when his ex-wife walked into the living room. He looked at him and said to him, "There's no need to cry. It's already too late. Your tears cannot rebuild what you destroyed by yourself. It's better you get up, pick the pieces of yourself, and move on with your life."